Hey everybody, 66 Gamer here, showing off a early access new game called RoboCraft, and it's free to download. It's not a very big game actually, downloaded pretty quick, and this thing is addicting as hell. The developers have described it as a mix between Minecraft and World of Tanks, and they've definitely set up the battle system like World of Tanks in a way. There's platoons. The matches though are tiered better than World of Tanks because you may see tanks one tier above or below maybe, but most of the time you're always the same tier. But because this game is build your own tank, the way they determine your tier is by the majority tech level of parts used. So, like this right here is, I've been playing a lot of hours the last couple days. Well, really just like 2 days because I've been addicted to this. This is a tier 3 tank, and you can see that bar at the bottom of your screen shows you the tech level of your tank and how, as you add parts, that white bar will start sliding to the right towards the next tier. Let's show you something more. Now, I've deleted my starter tank, so I can't really show you that. I don't know if you can get one back. But this is more of a... And this is your garage, and you have 3 bays. To use, and you can buy more with Galaxy Points, which is the premium money that you buy, just like most of these free-to-play online games now. You can spend cash to buy Galaxy Points. Right now you can buy more slots, and there is a Robo Shop where they sell pre-made designs, and the on the right here you can see where it says you also get 3 days of premium. It gives you an extra garage slot. It tells you how many P-flops it uses, which is basically the CPU, which restricts how many pieces you can put on a tank per your player level. But with these premium vehicles, even if you don't have the required player level to meet the requirement, when you're in this tank, it'll boost your P-flops limit to allow you to use the tank. I've actually seen this one in a couple of games recently because I'm in tier 3 and this is a tier 3. There's a lot of parts on this. Yeah, 975 P-flops. That's a real... You would need a... I'm like level... What level am I? Does it tell you? Let's go back to garage. Where does it tell me? Okay, my FPS counter is in the way, but I think that's... What is that, 20? How do I move the FPS thing? Or... I don't know. But... So I only have a limit of 644 P-flops. But this tier 3 is 975. It has a ton of parts on it. The tier 3 weapons and then these shields are probably where a lot of the stuff is at. And it's got a lot of tier 4 armor blocks on it, which is the orange. That's tier 4 armor. Green's tier 3. It's got a cool customized sign on it, which is pretty neat. And apparently you can buy these and then disassemble it, and all the piece, and basically put all these pieces into your inventory, and then you can build a completely new tank with it. So that's kind of neat, because I think that's pretty cool that you can do that. It's only got Tech 2 wheels on it though, but it's a lot of them. So it looks like a very stable vehicle. So there's your Robo Shop, your premium shop. It's only got 5 vehicles in it so far. They have a premium account which adds what they call RP research points, or no, I don't know what. You would think RP is research points, but it's not. RP is actually the money. So that's like your silver currency used to buy stuff in the Cube Depot. RPs, you can also directly spend Galaxy Cash to buy pieces. That would probably get expensive. But some people have more money than time, which is somewhat how these games are set up. If you got more time than money, then you can just grind it out, and if you got more money than time and cents, then you can just, I'm just kidding, if you got more money than time, you can buy what you need, which is, it's kind of evens the playing field, and it makes, people that don't have the time don't have to grind if they don't want to, but they still pay for it, literally. So this is the Cube Shop, which it'll show you all the pieces you've unlocked in the tech tree, and then allows you to buy them. And then it tells you the data, how many CPU it takes, the robot ranking. Okay, so the robot ranking is basically the tech level of that piece, and your vehicle, it adds up the total robot ranking of every single piece on your vehicle, and then that determines what tier your tank is. So this is robot ranking 170. Usually armor pieces are pretty low. Like if we go to chassis, okay, here's the free starter blocks. These are free. You can fill your inventory up with these white blocks. Robot ranking 0.5. Okay, so you can build a huge. These do very little to boost your robot ranking. Even here is the Tech 2 or Tech 1 armor. This is white is like Tech 0. So are these gray blocks. These are just heavy. These are like ballast blocks. They do have a little bit of armor. Same armor as the light blocks. These have armor value 50. Yeah. So they have glass, which a lot of people like to make their things look functional, so they will actually build cockpits with glass, which is kind of neat, but there's just no armor to that. So here's the Tech 1, doubles the robot ranking at 1.0, an armor 88. Here's the Tech 2, 2.5, so that's even bigger jump, robot ranking. And then the Tech 3 armor, that's a big jump, 6.25. Now but it's still small because you're going to have a lot of these blocks, so it doesn't want to give you too much of a tech rating for armor. Let's look at this is a Tech 4 piece, 203. That's pretty good. The guns is really where you gain your tech boost. Okay, so here's a Tech 1 gun, robot ranking 9. But if we go to Tech 4 plasma, which is I'm currently at, 316. So that's really where you get your this really weapons upgrades is how you keep pushing your vehicle through the tiers. But robot ranking 170 for these electronic shields, which I haven't used yet, are pretty good too. So let's go ahead. So this is where you buy your pieces after you unlock them. This is where you unlock them. This is the tech tree. So armor goes up, and then once you get into tier 3 matches, you can unlock some Tech 4 pieces, and then that branches off into your electro shields, which are pretty cool looking. And where's the armor of 291? But see, it has a shield of 4,000, 4,000 points, whereas just armor cube, armor of 203. So. But you can't build a structure out of these. These are just shields that you tack on to your structure. So you still have to have the armor blocks to build your actual hulls and attach things to. So armor's up. Ooh. Weapons are to the right. And you've got different mountings, like front mounting. You mount, it just points out from a flat surface. It doesn't really gimbal as much, not near as much freedom of movement, and usually they're cheaper monetarily because of that. The top mount guns have the most 360-degree, rotation, the most gimbaling, you could say. So these go into laser guns or SMGs, and then they transition into, or the SMGs go all the way to tier 10. Once you break into tier 4 matches, you can start unlocking these, and you can get your first rail cannon once you get into tier 5 matches, I think, or tier 4. I don't know, it doesn't show. Once you have to either unlock one of the hexes next to it for it to become available. So I can research that or that once I get into tier 4 matches. That's what the star has a number in it, and that lets you know what level research points you need, which I should have started off with. So on the left, this tells you, okay, Tech 1 points, Tech 2, Tech 3. Okay, so that's self-explanatory. There's each tech level has its own research point, so you can't use Tech 1 when you're trying to get a Tech 5 weapon. Which is cool, because that means you can't just sit there and seal club at level 1 and build up a whole bunch of points to go unlock some super duper weapon. You actually have to play in those tougher matches with more expensive tanks to get the research points to unlock these more powerful systems. And I've pretty much maxed out what I can do in a tier 3 match, and you can usually unlock one tech higher. So once I get into tech 4 or level 4 games, tier 4 games, I'll be able to unlock these tech 5 pieces. But even that's still tech 4. So there's your points over here. The little arrow is to convert your tech level points into Uber tech points, which is basically like free XP. And then it tells you how much that would cost in Galaxy Cash to do that. Alright, so that can get expensive. So once again, for more money than time, you could grind out level 1 tech points and then convert them using money into Uber tech points, aka free XP. So that's the tech tree. Okay, so here, once you get into tech tier 2 matches, you'll be able to unlock tier 3 stuff, and then that's when you get into your hover systems and then your thrusters. Now the wheels, and as you can see, it all branches out. Once I get into tech 4 matches or tier 4 matches, looks like I might be able to start unlocking some of these aerofoils and the helium, which is what I really want to play with. These are basically lighter than air blocks that you can make attached to your vehicle and get really high up. I'm still experimenting with flying vehicles, and it's kind of tough. It's pretty hard. But the wheels go up, hover systems, thrusters, and then down below is special systems. So the first special system you can get is a radar, basic radar. Because if you don't have a radar, you will never see enemy dots on your minimap because you don't have radar. So you got to get a radar. Now the alignment rectifier is something, as soon as you can get it, you need to get it, because you are no help to your team if you flip your tank over and you spend the rest of the match flipped over and no help to anybody. So this allows you, it's like a kind of like an omnidirectional booster that will fire and try to flip your vehicle back over. So alignment rectifier is mandatory on ground vehicles. I don't really know how that works on, if it works in the air. And then the radar jammer, heck yeah, that'll block you from showing up on the enemy minimap. And then of course it gets further down into more advanced stuff and special systems. So weapons, armor, movement systems, tech tree. Let's go back to. So like I said, I don't have my starter vehicle anymore, but let's load this one up. Now you could not build something this big when you first start out because you won't have the CPU level. When you first start out, your CPU maximum is like right around 400, and I'm up to 644. So you wouldn't actually be able to build this starting out, but this is the lowest thing I got. So here you can see I've got a bunch of wheels on this, and there's, let's do this. You just right click on a block to get rid of it, and it goes into your inventory, it doesn't disappear. So you hit Q, bring up your inventory, and then there's where my white blocks went. So there's regular wheels, power wheels, that's funny, drive wheels that don't turn, and it tells you how many horsepower they have, and then there's steering wheels. So I've learned that you generally want rear steer. You want 2 sets of steering wheels because at some point in the match, either your front or rear wheels are going to get blown off, and you'll have a backup set of steer wheels. So, God, this game is so awesome. And the funny stuff that happens because of the way the damage model works. You know, you'll see people spinning around on one wheel, you know, and still have one gun, and it's awesome. Just the stuff that can happen. But I can get a victory bonus, a daily victory bonus on this vehicle. So let's go ahead, hit E. You can go into battle online, which is live matches, or practice. Now, here's another tip: do not build a brand new vehicle design and don't test it out, especially flying vehicles. You have to go into practice and test them out. Let's go into practice. I hate it when I enter a match and immediately you see somebody's hovering or flying vehicle just flopping all around because they didn't test it. They have no idea whether it's actually going to fly or not, or drive for that matter. You'll see people with top heavy vehicles that as soon as they hit a bump they fall over. Okay, so I'm going with more of the Soviet function over form, and then you just get these AI bots in practice mode that don't have weapons, and you can just blast them. Now these are Tech 2, or actually Tier 1 instead of Tier 0. These are Tier 1 blasters. Now if you right click in game, you'll zoom in, and as you're moving, and once I stop, it narrows down, and I can kind of snipe. Now the only thing I wish they did have was like in World of Tanks, where they have a little vehicle indicator at the bottom left to kind of show you when you're zoomed in, you can still see how your vehicle's oriented. Because what I've noticed in the hovering vehicles, a lot of times they just kind of freely spin, and all of a sudden you'll be shooting, and then all of a sudden you'll go from like 6 lasers to like 2 because your tank or your hovercraft is spun sideways and only 2 of your guns can fire. But you don't know that because you're zoomed in and you can't tell the orientation of your hull. So I kind of wish they would put something like a little mini-map in the bottom. Now generally, a lot of times you'll end up having to shoot off every piece of a vehicle to kill them. Sometimes it takes a lot. Like you'll just have a guy in his cockpit on one little armor cube rolling around in the dirt and you're still blasting at him. Or sometimes you'll get a lucky shot right into the pilot and just get a quick kill shot. Like, see how I've exposed him here? Nope, well, that didn't work. But sometimes you can, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with the pilot, hitting the pilot. Yeah, see, I just kept shooting at the pilot, and eventually the whole thing blew up without blasting off every. But it is physics. There is a physics engine. As you can see, you start hitting these guys as hover systems, and their vehicles get all wacky. See, oh, totally messed them up there. But every time you build or drastically change your vehicle, you need to go into practice mode. Please go into practice mode, because if you go into battle with a brand new design, you're not doing your team any favors when you sit there and fall over, or your vehicle can't even fly like it's supposed to. So we'll just hit escape. So that's what practice mode is for. Test your shit out, please. Don't be a doofus. Alright, so let's go into... So I'm in Tier 2 battle because of those guns on there. Generally the wait time's not too bad, but there you can see how many players there are. Obviously most people are in the lower tiers. I don't know how this is ranked as far as the player list. I really don't know. I don't know if it's based on the vehicle you're driving or what, or your score. Sometimes I'm at the bottom, sometimes I'm at the top. You don't get into ranked matches until Tier 3. But see, you can see on the red team they have one Tier 1 player. So the matchmaking is fantastic because, like I said, the most I've ever seen is 2 lower tier tanks on one team. They were the bottom 2. That was it. It's not half and half. It's not 1 Tier 2 tank and 9 Tier 1 tanks. The matchmaking is so much better. So now you can see the mini map at the bottom. Now I have no radar, so we're not going to even see the red dots pop up. It's all going to be line of sight. Oh Lord! Yeah, the physics are a little funky. My guns can't even get over that ledge. I can't even shoot. I can maybe shoot that guy. And it's best to not just lay on the trigger. It's best to fire in bursts and let your reticle narrow back down. Oh. You'll be a lot more accurate that way. Now if you get, yeah, see they got right next to each other, and that's where you just hold down the trigger when you're at point blank range, obviously. Go sniper, see that? Now what that player has done has gotten a Tech 4 railgun, put it on a little tiny vehicle, and that drops them way down here to Tier 2. So now they can snipe Tier 2 players with a Tech 4 railgun. Because the majority of the vehicle, it doesn't have enough tech points to be a Tech 4. It's such a little vehicle. And it's kind of cheesy when people do that, honestly, but it can be when people take really like Tier 4 or Tier 5 weapons and they squeeze their vehicle, they build their vehicle in a way that gets them into a lower tier. Now what's happening is at the top, that blue line means that there are red players on our blue base, and they are earning capture points. Now if you look at the mini-map, we do have a blue player by our base. He just did some damage to him, so it reset the counter. He's doing good. We might actually, oh shit, oh crap, what's going on here? Oh, I got off the, but see now they reset our cap too, so we are probably going to lose. Yep, we don't have anybody over there now to reset the cap. So we're going to lose this match. I see that guy's he's got Tier 3 guns and all kinds of stuff, but he's in a Tier 2 game. Alright, so it tells you how many damage you did, basically, like how many CPU worth of damage you destroyed. I'm not sure of in defense and in protection. I think in protection is when you're on the enemy base and you're sitting on the enemy base and you fire at an enemy as they're trying to reset the cap. And in defense is when you're shooting them on your base, I guess. I think that's how that works. And then your RP earned and your tech tokens earned. Usually you got to do some kind of damage or get a kill shot to get tech tokens, or just do a lot of damage. So we just click and then it shows us how we spent 12 RP to repair our vehicle. Now, just kind of like World of Tanks, as your tech level gets higher, it costs a lot more to repair your vehicle, and sometimes you will not make a profit. You will start losing money and get to the point where you may have to fight with a lower tier tank to earn some RP points to then go repair your higher tier tank so you can keep playing. So we'll get back in another match here. But learn. See, there's a crazy little. See, he's got a little helium block. So basically, he's just made a sniper. Like we were that other vehicle that was shooting at us. He's got a Tech 4 railgun, which is a sniper weapon. He's got some thrusters and a helium tank. So he's gonna fly high and try to snipe the enemy. As you learn the map, there's only like 4 or 5 maps, so you'll start to learn the maps kind of quick and be able to figure out. Oh, here we go. Oh, see, that guy just fell off the cliff there. Oh yeah, here we go. We're getting a shootout here. Oh, full blast. Get him, get him. So I got a kill shot. Full assault mode on this guy. See, we just can't get his little chair, his pilot's chair, and a couple armor blocks was all that was left. Oh, I'm getting blasted. Oh, they got me. But I just love it, how the vehicles, the damage models, how you can run around in a damaged tank. You know, it's not just one shot, one kill, or you know what I mean? It's awesome. Sometimes you can get all your weapons shot off, depending on how your tank's built. Now this is an interesting design. He's got level 3 armor and a level Tech 4 gun, but he put hover modules and wheels on it. So he's got a mixture of propulsion systems. Now why he ran off the base, I'm not sure. Let's see. Now see, this guy built himself a neat little, well, see, he's lost half his tank. So that's pretty neat. So that gives you a basic idea. What? Oh, no, it still didn't win? What happened? I'll try again. Oh, I guess you can get ranked battles at tier 2. I don't know how that works. Could have sworn I didn't get into ranked battles until tier 3. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, once again, we have one tier 1 vehicle on our team. You know, so the matchmaking's really good. You're never gonna be 2 tiers out of your league. That's for sure. Not that I've seen. Maybe in the higher tier games because there's not a lot of players, maybe. But in tier 1, 2, and 3, you're hardly ever going to have somebody out of the one up or one down. So this is a nice wide vehicle, lots of wheels, really fairly stable, but I don't think I put a flipper on it, so I just violated my own rule. This vehicle's not really finished, I was just kind of messing around. I've been using basically one design and just keep upgrading it and upgrading it. But I like having my wheels protected. Oof, it hit me. Tearing me up. Whoop. We're gonna go full auto. Come on. Oh, damn. I got tore up. That's a lot. Now this guy's got tier 3 guns, tier 2 guns, all made out of level 1 armor blocks, a little bit of tier 2 armor on the back. Oh, he's got one of his blocks shot off in the rear. That's a pretty good design because he can pretty much shoot almost basically 360. But I think the only way you can get way high up like the snipers is with the helium blocks, because the hover parts will only get so high above surface level. So if you drive off a cliff, you're gonna fall. It's kind of like it's like a hovercraft. I mean, you're only gonna get a certain height above the surface level. What else we got? So here, this guy's got all his systems protected. He's pretty shot up. You see how the blocks turn color? They turn kind of a gray, black when they're damaged. Oh yeah, this guy's got a lot of firepower. But he's missing some wheel, at least one wheel. Nope, he's missing more than that. He's missing 2 wheels, so he's a little unstable. We're going to defend our base, and we win. So that's the basics of it, and I guess you have to survive to get the victory bonus. Alright, so we'll break it here and go on into episode 2.